This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
What a great night it's been so far here on Superstars on the Superstation. And we've had legends here like Willie Nelson, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. We have another legend in the world of baseball. I'm very happy to have with me Gaylord Perry. In 1982, Gaylord Perry became the 15th man to win 300 games as a career as a pitcher. And also, he is third on the all-time strikeout list. Great night, Gaylord. Good to have you with us.
Thank you, Tony. It's a lot of action down here, I tell you that. The tag teams, they just put on a great show. They really did. It was some great entertainment, and it's good to get down here, and I'm going to check in with the Atlanta Braves tomorrow, just see how they're going to be. You know, they start March 15th is the first game that will be on TV, and the season open comes April 8th. They'll be playing the Philadelphia Phillies, and I do want to wish the Atlanta Braves the best of luck, especially Bobby Cox and Chuck Tanner and my buddy Rick Kemp.
Well, of course, all of that will be right here on the Superstation. And from Eastern North Carolina, you made it to the big leagues, the big time. A lot of these wrestlers wrestle around the entire country, and you know how it is to have to stay in shape and have to be on the top of your game at all times.
I surely do. I know it takes a great deal, and they do this all year. At least when I played, I had 3 months off I could rest up, but they do it around 350 times a year, I understand.
Okay, we still have Ric Flair, the world heavyweight champion, coming up against Ron Garvin. And as you know and all the fans know, Ric Flair is quite a champion. He's the champion of the world, and that's quite a position to have.
Yes, it is, and I'm sure he's worked very hard at it, and I know he'll be out there defending that title tonight and want to keep it.
Okay, Gaylord, thank you very much for stopping by. Always a pleasure having you with us here on the Superstation.
Thank you, Tony.
Dude, how fucking monumental and historic is it? We just saw the announcement of the first ever Crockett Cup. This is big time shit, man.
Yeah. And Joe Watts never knew how to tie a tie. He didn't.
No.
Yep. You go back to Mid-South Wrestling sometime and watch the on-camera stuff. There's been a couple times his tie was outside of his coat. It was.
One of the other sons of Bill Watts. Of course, we're all familiar with Eric Watts. And we see now Truck and Tom Miller is about to introduce Ron Garvin. And let's see what kind of pop he gets.
In at 232 pounds, Ron Garvin.
Pretty good ovation. Now they're going to introduce Ric Flair, and what a robe he's wearing here. You've seen it on most of our shows where we've been doing video here on adfreeshows.com, hanging in my background. Here we go. Let's track it. See what kind of pop the Nate gets.
Boy, Ric Flair.
Oh, they muted it. How about that? It's like the opposite of what they used to do for Roman Reigns.
Wow.
I did not pull the volume down. They just cut it out.
Wow.
There you see the World's Heavyweight Championship. Rick in all green, got the green boots on and green tights on, and the 10 pounds of gold. It's probably some of the best condition Rick was ever in right there.
Oh yeah. He was in great shape. And I know this is going to be a high impact match. I want to say something about the Crockett Cup.
Yeah.
The cup that they showed the picture of.
Yes.
That cup had been with the Crockett's for a number of years, and it was just a big silver cup.
Yep.
It had no inscription on it. They finally made the inscription, and just when the Charlotte O's that I was doing play-by-play for won the Southern League Championship, which is, as far as you can go in Double-A, the Southern League Championship in Charlotte, Doug Dillinger walked out with that cup and presented it to our manager, John Hart. And I remember the report from Tom Sorensen said, the Charlotte O's won it. They celebrated, and a big old policeman carrying a big old cup came out and gave them their championship. And that was not the Southern League Championship. That is just Francis Crockett being a promoter, right?
Yeah.
We're going to work this. We've got this big cup that we've had for a while. Let's bring it out and hand it. And the fans popped when he walked out with the cup.
Right.
And so I thought it was interesting that the Southern League Championship Cup, which was just kind of I don't know where they got it. They finally found a use for it in the Crockett Cup tournament. Is the Crockett Cup tournament available?
Yeah. We're going to be watching it here this year on What Happened When.
Some great stuff. I mean, Tiger Mask and Giant Baba was in it. The sheep herders were in it.
Dude, we're going to have a lot of fun in 86. I mean, we've still got, the debut of the Big Gold Belt, which is coming up later this month. We've got the incredible Great American Bash Tour. We've got the Night of the Skywalkers coming up at the end of the year. Of course, as you said, the Crockett Cup. Unfortunately, we also are going to talk about Magnum TA a lot. Not only the best of 7 series, but the tragic accident. There's so much going on here. This is a very monumental year, and we're glad to be able to cover it here on a week-to-week basis. And fans are falling in love with 1986 all over again, or for the very first time. You know, as we have mentioned here a few times over the last month or so, we took a lot of criticism online with people who really wanted us to continue our sort of ADD wrestling journey where we're bouncing around and watching a little WWF and a little WCW and a little ECW, and instead going with the same old school stuff. But we've introduced a lot of fans to Crockett Promotions for the very first time, and they're loving it. And there's so much to love in 86, right?
Yeah. And if you read the notes that we put up when we put up the, post the show on Patreon on Mondays, or of course, Westwood One on Wednesdays. If you read the show notes, I put in there, and I wrote this: if you ever wondered why you fell in love with wrestling in the first place, it's 1986.
Yeah.
And I really think so. I think this was, now 85 was a special year for me because it was my first year on TBS, but 86 was the year. And it's just, you if you're a wrestling fan, you just, and you don't love this stuff, then you're not a wrestling fan. You're not.
Well said.
So, and I know wrestling has changed. I love every bit of it. I love the old school stuff. I love watching the old school stuff, and I love the new stuff. So there you go.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.